And now, for our favorite topic on This and the Third, and that is none other than relationships. So what's topping off our relationship segment this week, Miss Reese?
Okay, hashtag Dear DC. I always say if I have children that it won't be until I'm in my mid-40s.
Okay.
Please ask if the secret to a happy relationship is not having kids. I hear the dynamics drastically change. The child becomes the focus and not your partner.
I would say that when you do have children, the children do definitely become the focus and not your partner, and that's not supposed to be the case, but it often is, you know what I'm saying? Two, I don't think that men have to really set a time limit on when they can or can't have kids, because biologically we can have kids until the death.
Yeah.
And then three, a happy relationship with or without kids comes down to what we was talking about last week in terms of just motherfucking knowing yourself, the other person knowing themselves, and y'all coming together and choosing to be together and knowing that we don't have to choose to be together forever. That freedom and that autonomy to choose every single day to be with that motherfucker, that's what makes a successful relationship, among other things. But what say you?
I agree. Men don't necessarily have a certain age limit or bracket that they have to have kids in. I think the later the better. And kids do change the relationship because our focus becomes we need to supply stability, we got to provide, we got to do all these things for these kids. And so, no, I can't go off and travel the world with you on this romantic venture, you know?
Fuck Paris.
I can't do that shit no more. We got kids.
Right.
But I think it takes time for that woman to figure out her balance, you know, work, kids, husband, friends, extra stuff that she has going on. And if she can do that, great. What happens, like I like Erica Campbell and Warren Campbell. I think they do a good job at balancing. You know, she's a radio host, obviously a singer, Mary, her solo career. She has a hairline, the reality show. He's a producer for several artists. And they work so much, but I feel like they have a great balance. They make sure they have their time. And so in my eyes, that's one of some successful relationships that I see.
And they like in their 40s, but how old is their child?
They are in their 40s. They have 3 kids, and I think Krista's maybe 8th for freshman in high school.
About 14.
And the other 2 are still in elementary.
So about 14 and 10-ish, 9-ish, 8-ish. Okay. Hey, it works, man, but it works only if you work it, man.
Right.
All right, also in relationships?
Okay, hashtag Dear DC. My neighbor is a 35-plus-year-old photographer. He mostly shoots aspiring female models. I always see women going in and out of his condo/studio, and a good number of them look like high school girls. Well, after watching the R. Kelly documentary, I'm wondering what to do. He's quite the ladies' man, so I suspect something shady is going on. But I don't want to notify the authorities and be wrong, then he later finds out it was me. But I feel if I do nothing, then I'm just as guilty as him.
Should I go?
You know, first I just want to say this. I am a nosy neighbor, right?
Who goes there?
I am Miss Pearl, okay? I sit in my window. I know who's who, what's what,
Excuse me. I haven't seen you on this block before.
But I just like to know my surroundings, right? I like to be safe. Now, if I saw a guy, my neighbor, right, and I see all these girls, I would open my door. Hey, what's going on, neighbor? What's going on? Oh, I see you busy working these shoots. All right, I'm going to have to come on and give me a session. And see what it is for myself. You know, you do a little investigation of your own first. Obviously, if you feel unsafe or that he's aggressive and, you know, could possibly hurt you, then obviously, you know, you take some steps back and don't go that far. But if you feel comfortable enough to do it, just see for yourself. Then determine what's what. I mean, yeah, I would be a little nosy, and I'd be talking to the girls, figuring out ages and shit like that. And if they were underage, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would say something or what.
May I say something?
Yeah.
This is my thing. Now, I do like the part about, especially a female neighbor being able to be like, hey, girl, oh, you over here for the show? Okay, what school you go to? And they're like, oh, I go to Roosevelt. That kind of tells. Versus, I go to goddamn Whitney Young. You're like, oh, so you are in high school, huh? Okay.
Yeah. This one's in high school.
You know what I'm saying? All right, boom. So I like that part. to me, based on what was written, it sounds as if she's already done her research. How the fuck you know this nigga's a ladies' man? How you know he has a way with the women?
Because maybe she hears them talk in the conversation.
She's fucked. In my opinion, she done already took it there. That's why you so, who we got coming over now? Who at the band, right? And then it also said, good number of girls. I feel like I'm just as guilty as them. I don't want him to find out it was me. Come on, man, because y'all got some type of rapport or relationship.
Yeah.
We're like, bitch, you was over here doing shoots. How you gonna stop somebody else from getting their shoots on? And I understand the young part, so that's why I said, check their age, blah, blah. But if their age checks out, and he just a womanizing ass motherfucker, he done womanized your ass, so be it.
Yeah.
So be it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, I always think that staying in your lane and minding your own business to a certain extent is what it is. So if they check out, if 4 out of four, hopefully, not 4 out of 5, but 4 out of 4 of them are of age, and that's no longer your business, because your concern is the R. Kelly shit. Because they were underage.
Not
if
him
they're
being
not
a
underage,
womanizer.
he can be a womanizer. He can be a photography womanizer, and that's totally cool because that seems to be how he got your ass.
Because then you become the neighbor like in Boomerang, Gina.
Yeah, just bitter, just want some, see what's up, can't get none. We've seen you. We see you. Okay,
so next question. # Dear DC. I went on a blind date set up by one of my friends. Outside of the restaurant and my meal being pretty amazing, the date was dull. Despite working for an engineering firm, his life seemed boring.
Damn.
And so was his conversation. I'm in my 30s, so I'm wondering if I should give him a second date. Maybe he was nervous, or do I go with my first gut?
I'd be interested to see what this nigga has to say about you. Like, would he say she was inciting and enthralled, or would he say, man, this bitch lame as hell compared to me? She's marginally more exciting, you know what I'm saying? So I would want to see his opinion first. But I will say this. You have to know what you're competing against, G. If all you do is spend your time on social media and everybody only posts highlights from their life, or if you go to certain pages and certain feeds and it's just NBA highlights, it's just news clips, it's just very, very Snapchat in the moment, and everything is exciting, and then you go on a real date with a real human with a real job and a real career, that shit might seem pretty dull comparatively. However, in terms of sustainability, in terms of this nigga being a good guy, in terms of a good father, husband, candidate, blah, 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 that might be everything that you need, but not necessarily everything you want based on what society has been feeding you. So stay woke and know what you're comparing this shit to, because I think it's an apples and orange conversation. What say you?
Yeah, because I guess long-term boring could be good, right?
You want a boring guy in the long term. Exciting and all that shit up front and cool, drama. That's cool, but it leads to drama. Just as exciting he is for you, he is exciting for everyone else. Trust and believe. Fuck you, man. You better be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. I'll pull up on your ass. I'm just saying, man.
Okay, so boring is good. We're going to go with that.
But I will say this. First gut, never second guess your first gut. So if your first gut is telling you, like, keep it moving, keep it pushing, he's not for you, then believe that. But know that the reasons that you're stating in this Dear DC might be a little bit blurry. Okay. Last but not least in relationship, what we got?
So on YBC, Young, Black, and Committed.
What's up, y'all?
They posed a question. So I don't know if you heard, but the pastor, John F. Gray, he's the real big dude, bald head, that's always like motivational,
handkerchief, Creflo Dollar mixed with TD Jakes looking motherfucker.
Well,
thick neck, 18 and a half, church shirt wearing motherfucker.
Okay.
Thick body. Okay.
He got his girlfriend pregnant.
Whoa, girlfriend?
Yeah, not his wife.
He's a pastor already, or he's like a junior pastor?
No, he is a pastor.
He's a deacon?
He's a pastor.
He's a whole pastor with a girlfriend. I thought usually, and correct me if I'm wrong, to rise to certain levels of pastordom, you kind of have to be married.
He is married.
What?
That's what makes this so interesting.
Tell me more. So
he is married, and he got his girlfriend pregnant. And you know, he's been on like the sister circle. When he goes on different shows, he's always speaking about a man finding a good thing in his wife.
Man who finds a wife finds a good thing.
His relationship and how well it
John Dinkelheimer Schmidt.
You know, love and life. I'm a punch Calvin.
I ain't saying, man, pastors be full of shit.
Clearly. So.
Not all, but mostly all.
Y'all niggas be on some bullshit.
How does this pastor have a known girlfriend and a congregation?
Look.
What the fuck, Z?
Do you stay and pray or do you leave? Now, look, I saw an IG clip, right? And in the clip, it was like him admitting it to the congregation.
Right.
Then it was the wife getting on there, and I'll post the video, saying, you know, this is my husband, and he had a girlfriend, and it was the devil, and I didn't leave, and she's obviously not going to leave him. They're going to be together, and that kind of thing.
See this through.
But I just...
You want more for her. You want better.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
wake the fuck up, First Lady.
I need me a Jeff Bezos. Okay, you cheat, we depart, give me my money, and
Cash
you go
me out.
on your way.
Cash
That's all
me
I'm
out,
saying.
man. Cash me
all
out.
this, I'm gonna stick by and support, and I'm gonna love you through it. And you know, I get the vows for better or for worse. But who says that there's only one soulmate or only one true love in your life?
Not us on this and the third.
Try again.
Shrug emoji.
Right. I'm just saying. So.
I thought that when I read this originally, that it was saying that a pastor who is single, who has a girlfriend that he's dating, got her pregnant, and that was enough of a controversy because it's like, oh, they're gonna have a baby out of wedlock.
Yeah, no.
This nigga's married and has a whole girlfriend that he's raw dog Martin painting.
Clearly.
And has gotten her knocked up. So he thinks, because she may have been dabbling and dipping on the side too.
Well, and I think she might have lost the baby. I'm not clear on those details because of, you know, the wife and all that.
This is not of God. God would not see this through. Shabbat. I would just say this, man. I would say this. This whole situation, I'm not fucking with it. Be mindful of who you follow. Be mindful of who you follow. Leadership is nothing more than influence, and influence is a byproduct of access. If somebody, and I don't know if this is the case, but somebody was running a mega church or just a sizable church, and then they croaked or they passed away or whatever, and then the church got handed down to somebody else, and now it has this huge congregation, and because this person was trusted by this one person that you were following, you now following that person, that is the epitome of the fucking potentially blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
Why are you following? Follow the message, not the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what people get caught up in.
Y'all be getting caught up in the man. And then when something like this happens, now you got to make a decision to stay or pray or leave. And it's just like, yo, wherever two or more are gathered, motherfucker, like, you don't have to go to that church to pray for that man. You can leave and pray. Yeah. How is that not an option? But at the end of the day, not trying to cast judgment on Pastor J.F. Gary. Sound like a movie producer. Nigga, you bogus, G. You bogus because you put your congregation and your wife, most importantly, in a fucked up situation where they got to make a decision just because, one, you couldn't keep it in your pants, and two, you couldn't just strap up. You couldn't put your whole girlfriend on birth control. You couldn't be that mindful. If we gonna talk for real, you couldn't be that mindful to put what's it called, a UDI? Up in her shit and just be like, yo, we're not going to have this conflict. We might get caught out eating. We might get caught sexting. But you're not finna get caught with my baby inside of you. Like, what are we doing? We're not doing that in 2019, G. We gonna be a little bit more strategic with our stepping out, pastors. This is a message for y'all pastors, because y'all are letting y'all flocks down, and y'all flocks believe in y'all. Just how a dope fiend goes to the trap house for dope, a hope fiend comes to the church house for hope, and y'all fucking up they high. Yeah. So y'all stay woke, man. But I think that about wraps us up for relationships and for this week's episode of This, That, and the Third. Literally. We thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope segment of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Once again, it's been a pleasure serving as your host. As always, it's been your boy, Calvin Leroy King the Third, and my lovely co-host with the mostest, Miss Reese Peasy, the one and only.
But before we go,
but wait, there's more.
Next Thursday, y'all pop out with us. Thursdays.
Come on, man.
Lounge, 7628 South Cottage Grove.
Murphy's Lounge.
It was a blast last month. Hang out, kick it with us.
If y'all were not there to see the comedians, just flat out, point blank period, the comedians alone made that shit a ball.
Yeah,
the drinks
funny.
were flowing, the games were on.
Food was good.
Food was delicious. Shout out to Chicago's Home of Chicken and Waffles and everybody else that provided food. We're gonna have some special wine for y'all this upcoming Thursday the 17th, 7 to 11, 76 and Cottage, Murphy's Lounge, and be sure at the door to say that you're here to support this, that, and the third. Literally. So again, that about wraps us up, and be sure to tune in and turn up with us next episode. Again, it's been your boy, Calvin the Word King III, my lovely co-host with the most, Miss Reese PC, the one and only, and we are the undisputed king and queen of Chicago podcast.
Check us out.